It is a big football game. The AFC North. Whoever wins this game tonight will be the first to 2 wins and thus lead the Roost. What with the Ravens visiting New England and their quarterback having a padded sleeve on his throwing arm, and the Bengals facing that vaunted Jets defense that took care of business on top of the Elf. So it is a pretty big football game tonight. And it is a short week game. And one thing to keep an eye on is what will the the Cleveland Browns do potentially on defense to rebound? What will they do to rebound in this game after taking it on the chin the way that they did? Everybody go take a look at that Corey Davis touchdown and see how nobody played defense on it.
Just wide open.
And we talked about it with Andrew Hawkins yesterday about how there was a team players only meeting on defense. And how will they respond? And if their response is as prideful and stout as it needs to be, does that mean Mitchell Trubisky is going to be under pressure? And does that mean that this winds up being the last game Mitchell Trubisky starts as a Pittsburgh Steeler? Where does this question of Kenny Pickett versus Mitchell Trubisky, how does it play in the mind's eye of Mike Tomlin and the rest of that Steelers front office? Because that is the question, because once this game is over, the Steelers have the old mini bye.
Yep.
That's the Thursday night football aspect of it. Again, when I was helping plant the flag of Thursday night football for a decade plus on NFL Network, when I was doing all that, and players, and I get it, they didn't like the short week. But what they did like is the mini bye afterwards, 10 days off. And the mini bye afterwards is exactly when you can install a new kid just in time for the Jets to come visit. Maybe with Zach Wilson returning, unless Broadway Joe Flacco keeps on posting the Buffalo performances. A tough road to hoe at Buffalo the following week, and then Tampa, and then at Miami. You got to go point for point with Tua on a Sunday night football game in South Florida, and then the Philadelphia Eagles.
Point for point with them.
It's a tough road to hoe, but why not just
throw him out there?
Throw him out there and see what he can do, especially if Trubisky is not performing in the manner in which an offense needs to perform to go point for point against teams like Buffalo, like Miami, like Philadelphia. And one would think Tampa's receiving core might be healthy enough to get Julio Jones or maybe Chris Godwin back out there with an unsuspended, serving his suspension, Mike Evans. That's what's playing out tonight. And the Browns defense can make that happen. The Browns defense can help place that lid on top of a boiling pot that, you know, Mike Tomlin might just laugh off and go, I don't care. Kid's not ready. I see it. I know it. We're not going to throw him out there against these guys. We'll wait for the bye week, the actual bye week, when we have a full 2 weeks in between games. And this will be part of the conversation that Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit will have tonight in Ohio. You know. And Jacoby Brissett played a very good football game against the Jets. They were up 30-17 this just in. They were up. And Chubb ran all over the lot.
Yep.
And there is no TJ Watt tonight. And the Steelers defense had another terrific performance against Mac Jones, but the Patriots made the plays. And the Steelers, after that remarkable Week 1 win in Cincinnati, they could have the dreaded, whoever loses this game tonight has the dreaded 2 losses in 4 days. Where your season's great. Hey, you win Week 1. Great. Good for you. Off to a nice start. Well, now you won it 2. And all it took was about 90 hours for that to happen. That's what I love about these short week games. That's what I love about these early season contests, certainly between two teams that do not like each other. And if the Steelers win this one tonight, another thing to keep in mind, that makes them 2-0 in division, both games in Ohio. Check off 2 wins in division, and they're on the road. That means 3 of their final 4 division games are in Acrisure. I'm just being accurate. And the Browns, I'll tell you what, if they can come up with 2 of the first 3 being wins, that means they got 8 more to go without Deshaun Watson, unless he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing right now. And he comes back. That means you get 2 wins in those first 3 weeks, and then you visit Atlanta, home for the Chargers. Who the hell knows about the viability of their quarterback over the next month long term, versus New England, at Baltimore, Cincinnati, and then there's the bye. And the crazy thing, too, is you see Miami and all these team schedules, and now you can't look at them as, well, that's one of the lower half games, AFC East teams where we could pick off that win. You can't think that anymore.
Now you're like, well, we got to score 30 points to beat those guys.
In the fourth quarter. You need to score 30 points just to keep up with them in the fourth quarter. So that's my preview for tonight's game.